Toni Sacconaghi, Bernstein senior research analyst. In a new note, he says Apple's Vision Pro provides a glimpse of the future, but he questions whether VR and AR headsets are ahead of their time. I kind of see what you're saying with that, Tony, and we keep paraphrasing or qualifying everything with what about 5 years from now? No one thinks that this is the end-all, be-all right now, but I can't imagine that there's any way, maybe you can describe it, is there any way this could be a net negative for Apple? Could this end up not working for them in terms of the stock price?
Well, good morning, Joe. I suppose one could create scenarios where this is a negative for Apple. They're obviously investing a lot of money, billions of dollars in the development of this product. And if it didn't pan out, it would be an economic loss. But more importantly, it could create broader reputational damage. I think the second thing is, look, the risk of not doing it or doing it poorly is potentially greater because, technology is littered with platform shifts. When the PC moved to the smartphone or the mainframe moved to traditional servers and PCs, companies that didn't make that move got destroyed. And so there is a possibility that over the next 5 to 25 years, we do have a platform shift, and Apple has to be there. So I suppose the second scenario is Apple plays, but doesn't find the right product / price point to really be effective, and momentum swings to another player.
Yeah, that's probably it. So there are a few scenarios, but if you were a betting man, you would bet that this is a net positive for Apple, or at least they have to do it.
They have to do it. And I think it probably does end up being a net positive. It's really a sense of to what degree. I think right now, most people can't imagine having this computer on their face. It's cumbersome. The use cases are, questionable at this point beyond traditional virtual reality use cases, which, right now are pretty limited. There are about 9 or 10 million, VR, AR headsets sold per year. So it's still very much a niche product. So I think there are real questions, but we have to remind ourselves of the history of technology. When the first smartphone came out, it weighed 2.5 pounds. It was 8 inches long. It cost $4,000, and it took 10 hours to charge for 30 minutes of talk time. And we see how that evolved. And this is a product that is meant to seed the market. It's called Pro because I think it's really targeted at commercial users and developers, and hope to unlock and unleash the creativity of developers. And then we'll see if there are use cases. And it might take 2, 3, 4 years. But I believe over time, creativity will find use cases. The technology will improve. You'll have lighter and more accessible form factors. And this could become, a product category. I don't know how meaningful ultimately it will be, but a product category for Apple.
You are not anywhere close to doing backflips, Tony. I've seen you do backflips, and these are not the Newton was an Apple product, wasn't it? I have to go back pretty far to remember the last thing that really flopped.
It was, and arguably, some of Apple's forays, the home speaker has not been great for Apple. Pretty established category, very competitive, but I'd say creating a new category, the Newton's probably the best example of a failure.
Tony, did you put one on?
I have not put one on.
So maybe that's why you're not.
Tony, do you see a bigger opportunity, or I don't know, bigger, but an opportunity therefore for Meta in all of this? Because I've been arguing, if this is a $3,500 product, a product that costs $500 or $1,000 that's available at Christmas time this year, that can do some of the things that this thing can do, might actually become an attractive product commercially.
Yeah, Andrew, that was actually my initial reaction. Is this could be beneficial to Meta, particularly this Christmas, because Apple's really raising awareness of the category, and we've seen Apple enter categories and the categories grow, tenfold over 5 years. In part because Apple brings great products to market, but also because Apple, creates consumer awareness. And I think you're absolutely right. We're going to have a Quest 3, probably at under $500, that has, much of the VR capability that Apple's headset has. Will likely not have the seamless AR capability. But this sort of awareness could certainly help Meta and others.
All right. I don't know. Do you think if Toni had been there and tried one on, he'd be more excited?
I think he's appropriately skeptical and yet excited about what it could be.
No, he's not excited. You're not excited. Toni, you, on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you? Like a 2?
No, I'd say for right now, for Apple's financials, it's a 1 or a 2. It's not. Right. It's going to be less than 0.5% of revenues. But 10 years from now, could this be 5 or 10% of revenues? And could the headset look similar in form factor to the glasses?
Who wants to wear a computer? Who wants to wear a computer on their face? I know we're going to run out of time.
Let me ask Toni a different question. When the watch first came out, we can go back and find the tape, I bet. When the watch first came out, what did you think of it, and what did you think the potential was long term?
I mean, clearly the watch was an established category, and we thought there was potential. But look, it's a huge business, but it's 5% of Apple's revenues today, right?
5 or 10%. That's
and so that's certainly incremental. It's not thesis changing positively or negatively per se for Apple, but that's what Apple needs to do as a big company. Is it needs to continue to develop products and services to drive what is a huge revenue base and drive growth. But I do think the computer on your face will look more like eyeglasses on your face 10 years from now.
Yeah.